I'm full, so
Yeah.
we need to get a room built downstairs.
Yes.
That way you can be down there near me when I'm playing and streaming. Because you're concerned about me being able to talk or say anything while... Alright.
Okay, Captain, she's gone. I'm near about vibrating. I'm so excited. So she got here, and the first thing she said was, "Oh, you smell nice, like mock apples." And I was like, "Yeah, knew so." And then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like and called the cut of my outfit elegant. I couldn't hear the rest on account of my heart was beating so hard. Then I led her into the kitchen. I think she about cried when she saw the spread. She stood stock still and just said, "Oh, real soft. Oh, and let me tell you, I was sweating." And then she blinked and said, "Is that dustback casserole?" I told her how we got Mr. Raymond to bake it for us, so it was double authentic. Made by a real live monarchist? Monarch person. Well, we talked a bunch over dinner about the things we learned just through messages, stuff we repaired, how I taught her to salvage and she taught me to build. When I brung out the sweetheart cakes, June, she got a little teary, said she had a thing she needed to say. But I stopped her because I wanted to say it first. I never felt so bold, Captain. I told her about how she made me feel. Bold like I acted. Strong. Smarter and kinder than I am on my lonesome. I listed all the things I liked about her. And she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She talked about the things she admired about me, like my cleverness and my humor, and how it made her want to be more open. Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked her to be my girlfriend. And Captain, she said yes! We talked about it some. I told her I wasn't sure how it'd work. I've had a bad time in the past. She said we'll take it as it comes. Fix things together. Share meals, talk. Maybe she could rub my shoulders when they're sore. I said I might like that. It's all on your account, you know. Imagine if you'd never taken me out of Edgewater. I'd have never met Junlei at all. I don't know nothing about the Vickers capital P plan, but you've sure changed my life. So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna head to my cabin and happy scream into my pillow for like an hour.
are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Moses said, "Eat it today, because today is a Sabbath to Jehovah. Today you will find what you eat. 6 days you will pick it up, but on the 7th day is the Sabbath. On it none will fall." However, it came about on the 7th day that some of the people did go out to pick it up, but they found none.
It's like they don't hear a thing he's saying.
How long must you people refuse to keep my commandments and my laws? Mark the fact that Jehovah has given you the Sabbath. That is why he is giving you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days. Keep sending each one in his own place. Let nobody go out from this locality on the 7th day. And the people proceeded to observe the Sabbath on the 7th day. And the house of Israel began to call its name. And it avoided like calling it the sea. Moses said, "This is what Jehovah has commanded. Set an omer measure of it as something to be kept throughout your generations, in order that they may see the bread that I made you eat in the wilderness, when I was bringing you out of the land of
Agree with that?
It's not going to fix itself.
Don't we have air drones that kind of
This was
for Jehovah as something to be kept throughout your generations. Just as Jehovah had commanded Moses, Aaron considered his Moses' testimony as something to be kept. And the sons of Israel ate the manna 40 years until they come into a land inhabited.
Because they didn't behave.
Until they come into the frontier of the land of Canaan. Now an omer is a tenth of an ephah measure.
They just really did not behave. We don't behave either.
Chapter 17. And the entire assembly proceeded to the sing against James, which they took according to the order of Jehovah, and went carrying a drum with him. But there was no water for the people to drink. And the people fell to quarreling with Moses, saying, "Give us water, that we may drink."
I love Byzantium.
But Moses said to them, "Why are you quarreling with me? Why do you keep putting Jehovah to the test?" And the people went on thirsting there for water. And the people kept murmuring against Moses and saying, "Why is it that you have brought us up out of Egypt to put us and
Like
our
a
sons
star,
and
darling.
livestock to death
Square
with
your
thirst?"
shoulders. Hand on your hip. Eyebrow cocked.
Moses cried out
Yes.
to Jehovah, saying,
Perfect. My heart is all aflutter.
"A little longer
2 outfits remain. I can't wait to see what you'll bring me. Something shocking, I hope.
pass in front of the people, and take with you some of the older men of Israel, and your rod, with which you struck the Nile River. Take it in your hand, and you must walk on. Look, I am standing before you there on the rock in Horeb, and you must strike on the rock, and water must come out.
Goodness. Look at those atrocious contours. The sheer brutality of its design offends the senses and shocks the mind into a state of palpable excitement. I adore it. 1 outfit left. Do hurry, my dear. The bird of inspiration is about to take flight.
Is Jehovah in our midst or not? And the Amalekites proceeded to come and fight against Israel in Rephidim. At this Moses said to Joshua, "Choose
Oh, how grotesque. I always suspected the dramas did no justice to real marauders. Their armor is so much more hideous in person. Yes, that's it. I have it. I know exactly what we're doing. Brace yourself, my dear. We're going to call this style Barbarian Chic. The saucy confidence of a spacer, the raw contempt of an iconoclast, the brutish musk of a marauder, and the pièce de résistance, monster leather. 1 part Mantiqueen chitin, 3 parts hide from a Raptagon's flank,
And let's say, oh, 8 strips of primal leather. No, make that 10.
and the other on that side, so that his hands held steady until sunset.
My dear, I had the highest confidence in you.
He pointed the edge of the sword. Jehovah now said to Moses, "Write this as a memorial in the book, and propound it in Joshua's ears. I shall completely wipe out the remembrance of Amalek from under the heavens." And Moses proceeded to build an altar and to call its name Jehovah Nissi, saying, "Because a hand is against the throne of Jah, Jehovah will have war with Amalek from generation to generation." Chapter 18. Now Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, got to hear about all that God had done for Moses and for Israel, his people, how Jehovah had brought Israel out of Egypt. So Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took Zipporah, Moses' wife, after the sending of her away and her 2 sons, the name of one of whom was Gershom, because, he said, "An alien resident I have come to be in a foreign land." The name of the other was Eliezer, because, to quote him, "The God of my father is my helper, in that he delivered me from Pharaoh's sword." So Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, and his sons and his wife, came to Moses into the wilderness where he was camping, at the mountain of the true God. Then he sent word to Moses, "I, your father-in-law Jethro, am come to you, and also your wife and her 2 sons with her." At once Moses went on out to meet his father-in-law,
Remember that same word?
made himself into a city. And each one did
Or can't yell at you, Husband.
they went into the tent. And Moses went to relating to his
Citizens,
father-in-law
today marks a monumentous occasion in the course of Halcyon
and
history.
all the hardship that had befallen them on the way. And yet Jehovah was together with him. Then Jethro told
Sure, it looks fancy, but inside, marble and everything. There's my parents' place. Smell that? Industrial grade cleaning solvent in desperation.
Then Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took a burnt offering and sacrifices for God. And Aaron and all the older men of Israel came to eat bread with Moses' father-in-law before the true God. And it came about on the next day that Moses sat down as usual to serve as judge for the people. And the people kept standing before Moses from the morning until the evening. Moses off to see all that he was doing for the people.
Marilyn, is that you?
We certainly didn't expect to see you like this. And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're all full of surprises today, aren't we? Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. We've been running around the system for a while now, stirring up all sorts of trouble.
I must judge between one party and the other, and I must make known the decisions of the true God and his laws. At this Moses' father-in-law said to him,
There you go again, Captain. Always menacing polite society. Anyway, you're probably wondering where I've been all this time.
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You wouldn't believe the messes we've gotten ourselves into. Right?
serve as representatives of the people before the true God, and you yourself must bring the cases to the true God. And you must warn them about the regulations that the laws are, and you must make known to them the way in which they should walk, and the work that they should do.
Yep, we're a pair of disgraceful lowlifes.
Marilyn, this really isn't the best time. Perhaps you should go.
And you must set these over them as chiefs over thousands, chiefs over hundreds, chiefs over 50s, and chiefs over 10s. And they must judge the people on every proper occasion.
You tell him. We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your expensive hooch, wear our outside shoes all over your nice floors.
If you do this very thing, as God has commanded you, you will then certainly be able to stand it. And besides, this people all come to their own
He's
place.
right. Since when can you afford authentic Terran marble?
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but you must understand, we hadn't heard from you in ages.
We thought you were dead.
Chiefs of thousands, chiefs of hundreds, chiefs of fifties, and chiefs of tens. And they judge the people on every...
I'm not dead. I just never wanted to talk to you again.
I'm afraid the distinction was lost on us, darling.
After that, Moses saw his father-in-law, and he went his way to his land.
We only did what any grieving parents in our position would do. We collected on your life insurance policy.
And the payouts have been rather substantial.
You what?
Chapter 19. In the 3rd month, after the sons of Israel came out of the land of Egypt, on the same
Well,
day,
now that I'm here, I guess you'll just have to report back that I'm very much alive and kicking.
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many necessities. The neighbors would be sure to notice.
God, Jehovah began to call to him out of the mountain, saying, This is what you are to say to the house of Jacob, and to tell the sons of Israel.
That's the other problem.
We had to explain your disappearance somehow.
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run off to become a miscreant, could we?
My voice, and will indeed keep my covenant. Then you will certainly become my special property, out of all other people,
Someone could hear you.
because the whole earth.
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycurl designing a pair of 12-inch heels for you.
One of a kind, naturally.
That led to your tragic death when you tripped and broke your neck.
It was quite the story. People were talking about it for weeks.
After that, all the people answered unanimously and said, All that Jehovah has spoken, we are willing to do.
Not until I get some answers.
Immediately Moses took
Couldn't you have at least made up a better story? Something with pirates or raptidons? And what are you gonna do now that we're here?
Yes, about that. We were just about to ask you to, leave.
Quietly, if you don't mind.
And Jehovah went on to say to Moses, Go to the people, and you will say,
These people are ridiculous. This girl wanted to go see her parents. So and she wanted to kind of throw the fact that she's a pirate and all that in her parents' face.
That's stupid on his chest.
No, not at all.
Trying to do a tattoo.
It's looking good. Well, guess they've gone in and filed for her life insurance policy and are living off of her life insurance policy, and she's
The young girl?
yeah, and she's still alive. And now there's like, so could you leave so we can continue living our lifestyle and try to be quiet about it as you go?
Well, we're trying to avoid further embarrassment.
I'm afraid it would cause quite a stir if the neighbors saw you two stomping about. That's it? You just want us to disappear now? Marilyn, please.
Don't cause a scene.
No hand is to touch him, because he will positively be stoned, or will positively be shot through.
Let's just get out of here, Captain. Fine. I'm gone. Forever this time.
They themselves may come up to me.
Let's talk outside.
He set about sanctifying them, and they engaged in washing their vendors. Accordingly, he said to the people, Get ready during the 3 days. Do not you men come near women. And on the 3rd day, when it became morning, it came about that thunders and lightnings began to occur, and a heavy cloud upon the mountain, and a very tribes taking their stand at the base of the mountain. Mount Sinai smoked all over, due to the fact that Jehovah came down upon it in night. And its smoke kept the sound like the smoke of a kiln, and the whole mountain was trembling. And the sound of the horn became continually louder and louder. Moses began to speak, and the true God began to answer him with a voice. So Jehovah came down upon Mount Sinai to the top of the mountain. Then Jehovah called Moses to the top of the mountain, and Moses went on up. Jehovah now said to Moses, "Go down, warn the people that do not try to break through to Jehovah to take a look, and many of them have to fall. And let the priests also, who regularly come near to Jehovah, sanctify themselves, that Jehovah may not break out upon them." At this Moses said to Jehovah, "The people are not able to come up to Mount Sinai, because you yourself already warned us, saying, 'Set bounds for the mountain and make it sacred.'" However, Jehovah said to him, "Go, descend, and you must come up, you and Aaron with you. But let not the priests and the people break through to come up to Jehovah, that he may not break out upon them." Accordingly, Moses descended to the people.
We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's garbage.
Chapter 20. And God
Wanted them to get upset. I just thought it would play out differently. They'd both be sitting there watching one of their vapid aetherwave dramas, and then we'd walk in. Mother would drop her mock apple cider, and the glass would shatter all over their overpriced marble. Father would tear off his glasses and blink open-mouthed.
or a form like anything that is in the heavens above, all that is on the earth underneath, all that is in the
I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. I was thinking either, the leather's fake but the scars are real, or, oops, did I just track awesome onto your rug?
and the God exacting exclusive devotion, bringing punishment for the error of fathers upon sons, upon the third generation and upon the fourth
Yeah,
generation
I'm gonna use that one day.
of those who hate me.
Now, getting back to my story.
Loving kindness
Father would throw his hands up, because this would be just like me, to come back and make a big scene.
and keep my
Then Mother would do the old, "You had us worried sick." Her eyes would be red and she'd have her fist in front of her mouth to stifle a sob.
not leave the one unpunished who takes up his name in a worthless way. Remembering the Sabbath day to hold it sacred, you are to render service, and you must do all your work.
I'm not hurt. I'm outraged. Affronted, even. I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like that. It's embarrassing, you know. And I've got a reputation to maintain.
Nor your domestic animal, nor your alien resident who is inside your gates. For in 6 days Jehovah made the heavens and the earth, the sea and everything that is in
I'm
them.
used to rough situations. Like when someone loads your pistol with blanks and strands you in a Marauder moon base, or traps you in an airlock with an angry mantis worm.
Honor your father and your mother, in order that your days may prove long upon the ground that Jehovah your God is giving you. You must not murder.
But I want to talk about me now.
You must not commit adultery. You must not steal. You must not testify falsely as a witness against your fellow man. You must not desire.
I must have been the kind who look out for you to blink so they could swipe your bits. The galaxy's not exactly crawling with those. Anyway, I don't want to sift through this lousy experience for meaningful life lessons. I'm mad, and I want to do something about it. Something like... Wait a second.
Now all the people
What if I could get that money?
lightning flashes, and the sound of the horn and the mountain smoking. When the people got to see it, assistants. And they began to say to Moses,
I could open a new account, designate that account holder as a sole beneficiary. All the payouts would go to me. I'll make money without doing a thing. And I'll get to cut them off.
do not be afraid, because for the sake of putting you to the test, the true God has come. In order that the
My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. They have an office in Byzantium. Maybe you could use some of your people skills to help me set up a dummy beneficiary account. If that doesn't work, I'm sure we can find one of their terminals and do it ourselves.
This is what you are to say to the sons of Israel. You yourselves have seen that it was from the heavens I spoke with you. You must not make along with me gods of silver, and you must not make gods of gold
You must
for
be joking.
yourselves.
Our fair city is being overrun by obsolete and undesirables, and your
You must
planners
sacrifice
are
upon it your burnt offerings and your communion sacrifices.
You're really running around with us now, huh?
Sure am. I'm a part of the crew now. Got my own bunk and everything.
You know, Felix, now that you're a real pirate, I should induct you into the Pirate's Code of Silence.
Ooh, the Code of Silence. What's that?
It means you agree not to talk for a very long time.
And you must not go up by steps to my altar.
Okay,
Private
Flip.
parts may not be exposed upon it.
Is Renfield still drinking?
It is probably.
Real funny.
All right.
If I spit, think I can hit that mechanical down there?
I guess we're both over.
We're not going anywhere else, are we, babe?
No.
Okay. I was just going to get dressed and run around the house.
No, I'm planning on going anywhere else.
Good. I sure don't.
Spacers joy.
Today's trends are tomorrow's trends. I'm afraid I can't come down anymore.
Welcome to the Bureau of Exploration. We're not currently offering any tours.
Well, you're obviously not from around here. I don't believe I've ever seen visitors in the Bureau before, come to think of it. If you were from around here, you'd probably be off enjoying yourself in Prosperity Plaza, not poking around the Bureau. Alonso Vallejos. Extraordinarily pleased to make your acquaintance, and so on and so forth. I'm currently operating a sightseeing tour of sorts. Think of it as a guided journey across Halcyon. Would you be interested in a trial run? Glad you asked. Our tour guides you across some of the most picturesque and breathtaking sights around Halcyon. We've placed some beacons across a series of locations around Halcyon. All you have to do is follow the beacons to adventure. That slogan's a work in progress. So, what do you think? Are you interested? Outstanding! Here, you'll need this special triangulating device. Think of it as a wireless compass, pointing the way to the next beacon. When you find a beacon, this device records your discovery and directs you to the next stop on your tour.
Huh?
Find every beacon, finish your tour, and come back here to claim your commemorative hat. Simple!
Nice going.
Wow! How'd you do that?
Excuse me.
My dear fellow, you've no idea how our production has suffered. Why, the loafers working our factory lines are practically robots.
Free sliced bread. Anti-Creos energized.
Wouldn't it be something
Enjoy
to
6
see
months worth of concentrated caffeine.
Do you mind? I'm needing someone. Oh. You mean I'm supposed to be meeting you? Nothing, it's just... I thought you'd be taller. Anyway, let's not get hung up on that. The Phoenix is a wanted man, and the board has eyes everywhere in Byzantium. Yeah, that's my codename for... you know, our mutual friend. Oh. I'm Golden Eagle. Yeah. I named you Cuckoo. It makes sense if you think about it, because I didn't know who you were, and old Earth cuckoos would routinely trick other birds into feeding them.
Does this mean I'm supposed to have one too? Fine, but make it a really good one.
Let's go with Rufus Hummingbird.
Forget it. Codenames are for amateurs anyway.
Too late. I've already marked it off. Can't just go reassigning codenames.
Can we pick our own codenames? I want to be Rolling Thunder. Wait, no, I got it. Dropkick Millstone. Yeah.
I was really trying to stick with the bird theme. How about Bullfinch?
Wow, that is so much better. Bullfinch Millstone.
Okay, but adding your last name kind of misses the point. Anyway, you're looking to make contact with Minister... Magpie, right? I should warn you, it won't be easy. He spends most of his time in this estate, which is heavily guarded. Afraid not. He almost never leaves his home, and his guards never leave him. I've always been fascinated by birds. If you ever research Earth species, there are thousands of them, so colorful and distinct. The other thing about birds, though, is their environmental indicators. Exactly. I started thinking about everything we see around Halcyon, and all the things we don't see. For starters, you rarely come across anyone living in Byzantium who wasn't born here, even though we get ships in all the time.
Trust me, anyone with a lick of sense gets out of here as soon as possible.
But most people don't. In fact, most people stay exactly where they start. Doesn't that seem strange to you? And then there's the way nothing gets fixed. There used to be a suggestion box around here. People would drop ideas in. Nothing ever came of them, of course.
Sounds like my old job. I had all these bang-up ideas, you know? Like making everybody haul their own damn boxes. Never did catch on, though.
That's what I mean. Everyone needs a suggestion box so they can voice their thoughts. So what if nothing changes? Sure, that part is. That's why they install shredders in those boxes after all. But one day the shredder broke. No one came to fix it. And since it wasn't working, we didn't have anywhere to file our complaints. So you can imagine how messy things got. At first, management put up an out-of-order sign. But that just seemed to worry people. Like they were advertising something wasn't working. They eventually took the whole suggestion box sign down so that people didn't have any expectations about it. But they never fixed it, never replaced it. Doesn't that seem odd to you? Except that's not how they go. At least that's not how they're supposed to go in Byzantium. The whole episode made me wonder. If they can't fix something as simple as a suggestion box, what else aren't they fixing? After a while, I got connected with our mutual friend and started using my position here to feed him information when I could. That's it, really. Whoa, I'm not one of your B&E specialists. I just provide intelligence. Some of the guards hang around Billingsley's House of Inebriation between shifts.
That place is still open? I used to study there during medical school.
Maybe you could do some reconnaissance there. You know, swipe a key while nobody's looking. Just remember, you didn't hear it from me. Good luck, Cuckoo.
Why can't something exciting happen?
Hey, stand back, you. I'm part of Minister Clark's personal detail, and that means you gotta keep 5 feet back at all times. Of course not. But I'm not on the job right now. The others took me out to celebrate on account of me just getting hired and all. He's basically the most important person in the colony, which makes me the most important guard in the colony. Yeah. That means I got a key to the minister's estate, my own personal UDL issued shotgun. They don't give those out to just anyone. Yep, I've nearly made it to the top, my friend. I'm just 2 promotions away from on-the-job ethics. That's a great idea! I'll have a Spectrum vodka. Here's to me. Hey, you are really great. Have I told you that? We should be friends. Wow, listen to me. I'm soaked. I should probably slow down before I'm face down on the tile somewhere. Who am I kidding? I could have another. You got another? It's not every day you get your dream job, right? Wow, you've got like this crazy energy. Has anyone ever told you that? You're like a Manosaur. You got a Manosaur energy. Oh, Lost. I gotta stop. I'm seeing at least 2 of you. I really shouldn't. I'll have the worst hangover tomorrow if I don't stop.
Nonsense. You've got another in you. Doctor's orders.
Guess I can't argue with that. Yeah. Was that one supposed to taste like Purple Berry Crunch? Or am I just tasting breakfast? I don't feel so good. I think I'm gonna be sick. I just need to sit down. Have you tried our new cocktail sponsored by Rizzo's? 1 part Purple Spectrum vodka, 1 part artificial tomato-like substitute juice. We call it a Blue Bloody Mary. Oh, by all means, ask away. I don't believe in work. Work is for auto mechanicals and lower classes. By auto mechanicals, of course. Byzantium's fleet of mechanical servitors are programmed to simulate a labor force, but without all the unsightly workers milling about. We all have our roles in society. I like to think of myself as an entrepreneur. This drinking establishment is my investment. Rizzo's Spectrum Vodka is about to release its newest color, ultraviolet, completely invisible to the naked eye. I've always loved.
Your best find this week. Go. Arrow someone else. Slandering trademark product. Hey, Ellie, you wanna know what I think? I think they ought to make a serial about our crew. Only, we have all these secret messages in every episode, see?
What happened to the Code of Silence, Felix?
Hey, why do you always do that thing with your eyes whenever I talk to you? You on the alert, maybe? Looking out for hidden enemies?
Let's just say you remind me of someone.
I bet they were real pretty.
You must be joking. Our first series was overrun by a monster.
got your paperwork squared away? What was that?
Hey, you!
Hey, soldier. You can't just wander around the minister's residence. What do you think you're doing? Me? I'm watching for suspicious activity. Well, when you put it that way... Look, I don't have any visitors on file today. UDL related or otherwise. I won't report this, but you need to leave.
How did you get in here? You're not one of my guards. What are you doing here?
I don't know if I trust this so-called minister fella, if that is his real name.
So, this is one of the guys who runs the colony, huh? Small room for a big shot.
If this is about another Aetherwave clip or radio spot, you may kindly fuck off, as the parlance goes. I'm not doing any more. Slowly and loudly, Aloysius, that's the only way these morons understand anything. I said, you may tell Charles to go fuck himself. Oh, terribly sorry. I thought you were part of Rockwell's PR team. But if you're not, that means you're a dissident? A real live dissident?
Finally! High time we got the recognition we deserve.
And so affable. Why, you're nothing like the crazed hooligans the board loves to caricature. What are you doing here? And how did you get in? Drugs, of course. What else? Why did I get my hopes up? Back to idiot speak. I don't have any drugs. You should try a vending machine or a purveyor of curative goods.
I don't know if our chemicals are here, but this guy is definitely not.
Will that be all, then? Process of elimination. The only other person with access? Of course. It's Rockwell again. Who else? And I thought he was only holding me here to keep me out of the way. You are a quick study, indeed. I've long suspected Rockwell of transacting business in my name, but this proves it.
Yeah, sure. It's always someone else who ordered the hookers and energizing ointment.
Please, this is important. Whatever it is that brought you here, Rockwell's the one behind it. Would you sooner trust an avaricious, mendacious profiteer? Or his horde of toadies and fools, perhaps? I am trying to help you. And here, you're going to need all the help you can get. Now. Whatever Rockwell's doing, he'll be doing it from the HHC headquarters. Your best lead is to look for details in his office.
If by look for details he means knock things about and take what we like, count me in.
That's certainly one way of doing things. Far be it from me to dictate your methods.
We really gonna do this? Getting involved is a messy business, and it rarely pays.
This is about more than bits. This is about the survival of the colony. If you don't help, who will? Why, this is starting to sound like an issue of Dissident Hunter.
Are you not? We're talking about busting into the chairman's office here.
We're discussing industrial espionage, legal redress, the possible salvation of Halcyon. Is this not exhilarating? Also, this is the longest conversation I've had with someone else in quite some time. Via the Acropolis District, of course. That's where the most important corporate and government facilities are. But only board employees are allowed into the district. There's a heavily guarded checkpoint just down the street. There might be a route through the maintenance tunnels, but I'm afraid I don't know specifics. Most people avoid the area for obvious reasons. When you reach the HHC building, this access card should get you up to the executive suites, where the chairman's office and what used to be my office are. Wait! Rockwell has one of the only terminals capable of transmitting to the Earthbound message drone. This is our chance. Please, take this and transmit it from his office. Rockwell hasn't given me any messages from Earth for years. He's desperate to keep me out of contact with the Earth Directorate. But they need to know what's happening. What isn't on it is the real question. I've gathered meeting minutes, internal messages, sustainability reports, and more, all exposing the corruption and mismanagement plaguing Halcyon. Once the rest of the Earth Directorate sees it, they'll have to send help.
You're telling us you gathered up a whole mess of evidence on the board's corruption. How big is this cartridge again?
Large enough, I assure you. That's why you must transmit the data to the Earth Directorate and hope for their speedy intervention. Perhaps there is hope after all. And now I entrust it to you. Good luck, and trust no one in the Acropolis District.
be joking. Our fair city is being overrun by a Oh, there! That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench of impropriety radiating off of him?
How splendid. Another rung leech wandering through the streets of Byzantium. Why, just this morning I thought to myself, as lovely as the gardens are, what they really need is more greasy vagrants frolicking through them. And here you are, frolicking. Admittedly. Now if only you could gracefully take a shower, preferably in whatever hovel you came from. Honestly, what is the board thinking letting so many of your ilk into the city proper? It's madness. I earned my place here, just like everyone else. My grandfather was the CIO at Tile, you see. I just told you. My grandfather made millions of bits as CIO, and I earned them from him. Of course it is. Wealth is the most visible, objective measure of success. And success isn't given to you, it's earned. My grandfather taught me that. If you have wealth, you're successful, and if you're successful, you must have earned it. Honestly, it's a simple concept. You're welcome. Now, do we have any further business, or are you just here for the repartee? What's wrong? It erodes the very pillars of our society. Merit, decorum, personal hygiene. This city is meant for us, the system's finest. We earned its luxuries. But now we are overrun with the unworthy and the ungrateful, and this early retirement nonsense is making it even worse. The worst thing to happen to Halcyon. A contest that gives even the lowliest and most inefficient workers a chance to live in Byzantium. By simply winning a lottery, those early retirees get an exclusive district of Byzantium to themselves. No one else is even allowed to go there. Tell me, how is that fair? Oh, by the law. I mean the principle of it, not the mechanics. It's not right. I deserve to see any district I please. Why, if it weren't guarded, I'd... You know, you look like you've been shot at before. What say I hire you to investigate this travesty, and you get paid to do so?
She's got a point. We're probably gonna get shot at anyway. Might as well make a few bits.
Yes. Listen to your... What is that person's job exactly? Are they your secretary? Personal masseuse? Or do you just keep them around as a mobile armrest? Well, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you think this is a fabulous arrangement, and you'd be thrilled to lend me your services. Aren't you? Did you miss the part where I said I'd pay you? That's all the reason someone like you should require. Better than money? Let's see, there's... No. The thrill of discovery. Like in an Aetherwave adventure. People love those, right? Don't you want to see what the retirement district is like? Fantastic. Consider yourself employed, vagrant. I hear the chosen retirees all enter the retirement district via the port landing pad, but it's completely locked down. You'd never get in that way. Unless, of course, you had a wealthy, beautiful benefactor of impeccable social pedigree, which you do. How fortunate for you.
These codes will get you past the lockdown. Oh, and don't worry about subtlety. I don't care how you deal with security, just correct this injustice at all costs. The same way anyone gets anything here, of course. I made friends with the right people. Bits might earn you a place in Byzantium, but that means everyone here has little need for more of them. For favors like this, you need to spend... let's call it social capital.
It's looking good. Just wish you had more faith in your own drawing ability.
No magazines, no posters, not a Rizzo's in sight. What a pile. Yeah, boss? Smells like the med bays. Only wealthier.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside? You're in my house, and I'm not fucking around. Start talking. My what conspiracy? Let's talk about this. Please, I think there's been a crucial misunderstanding. Just give me a second to explain myself. If you still want to shoot me, at least it'll be for an accurate reason. If you came looking for some elaborate scheme, it isn't here. All I'm doing is trying to keep Halcyon alive.
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
You can write me up in your report. It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving.
Thank you.
The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. So, the board let me approach the problem from a different angle. I believed that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the nutrients the food does have. Not for lack of trying. I wanted to save them all, but I wasn't strong enough. I wouldn't allow us to experiment on convicts or the unemployed. It's wrong, no matter what the law says. Everyone agreed. We accepted the risks. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelius Vanderbilt, but heard nothing back. It's been missing for over 2 years now. They never re-established contact after the skip to Earth. Of course, the board is keeping that under wraps.
Imagine losing something with that many guns on it.
Board cover-ups? Vessels disappearing into the aether? Sounds like the work of aliens to me.
The board is uneasy about letting the colony know, seeing as half of their military force vanished without a trace. I'd prefer if you didn't use my name when you talk about this. My contract has a list of very terrible consequences for breaking secrecy. Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nuclear. With any luck, our next generation will be eating and thriving off Halcyon crops.
Knowing what the board considers a success, that doesn't give me a lot of hope.
I don't understand a word she said, but I don't like her tone one bit.
We haven't made enough strides to advance the plan. Hardly any at all. But we have to keep trying. If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. And we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony. The one on the wanted posters? They say he's an anarchist. A madman, a butcher. I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander? If working with Wells is the only way I can save the colony, then I will damn well do it. I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Hell, it's beyond mine. Give me one reason why I should let you walk out of here alive. Wrong answer.
Make him spend!
sorry for the misunderstanding.
Oh, there. That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench of impropriety radiating off of him?
I must admit, I'm getting a certain thrill out of our little arrangement. If this goes well, perhaps I'll start hiring wandering delinquents to handle all of my affairs. It is going well, I hope.
This property is off limits. Solicitors, loiterers, and uninvited visitors will be fined to the fullest extent of company policy. This ultimatum brought to you by Universal Defense Logistics.
Did you hear? Marjorie Dalton and Archibald Christopher with real exposed.
Laws. Don't they know those went out of style 3 weeks ago?
So did their marriage, apparently. I'd wager my inverted bathtub she backs out of the contract first.
The Acropolis district is off limits. Move along.
You could have asked me, you know.
What in the law's name are you on about? Sure. Let me just take that off your hands. Did I say restricted area? Slip of the tongue. What I meant was, welcome to the Acropolis district.
What's showing off?
You gotta teach me that. Nice going.
Still got it.
Search failed. Suspicious data not found.
I love a good brawl. That's it.
Told you how to get out of that, buddy.